Hi, my name is Toni Henning, and I'm a speech language pathologist at Metro Therapy Special Children's Clinic in Fridley, Minnesota. We're going to talk about the importance of gestures and how to teach them to your toddler right now. So, what are gestures? They are the nonverbal or physical movements that people use to communicate, and we use them all the time. Waving to your neighbor across the street, pointing to an item needed from up high on a shelf, and nodding your head in conversation to show you understand are all examples of ways we might use gestures. They often provide context or additional details to our verbal communication. Gestures are a critical step of language development. Research shows that gesture use is predictive of expressive language, meaning that children who use more gestures are more likely to have larger expressive vocabularies. Also, being able to point at or show objects has been shown to correlate with learning object labels quicker. By 16 months old, a child should be able to use 16 different gestures. Encouraging gesture use will in turn encourage verbal communication. This is because gestures help provide context to help your child understand language. For example, picture an adult saying bunny while looking at a bunny. If the child is not looking at the bunny, they may not be able to learn the word bunny. Now, if the adult first points to the bunny to direct the child's attention, the child will be able to see the bunny and know that the word bunny means a small animal that hops in the grass. Because of this, looking at the same thing together, referred to as joint attention, is an important piece of language development. So, now we know why gestures are important. How do we encourage gesture use in toddlers? First, start with positioning. You want to make sure you are seated across from your child so they can see you and the things you are trying to show them. Next, model using gestures. Research shows that children whose parents use more gestures also use more gestures themselves. For example, before taking your child out of their crib, raise your arms up while saying up. Or when offering 2 drink options at the breakfast table, point at the choice while saying their label, milk or juice. Pair the gestures with words. Children combine words with gestures prior to combining words together, and this happens around 18 months of age. Once children start doing this, it provides a great opportunity for the adults to recast or expand their child's utterance into longer phrases. When a child points at a bus and says, yellow, the adult can say, yes, the bus is yellow. Finally, respond to your child's attempt at using gestures immediately. Acknowledge that the child's communicating and try to guess what your child is saying. If your child points at the ball on the shelf, ball. You want the ball. Ball, please. Here you go. All right, I hope this helped answer some of your questions on how to teach your child gestures. If you have any questions, please ask your speech therapist or contact Metro Therapy.